Welcome to Episode 3, Planning the ELA Block. This is Dr. Sarah Cairns with Vibrant Catholic Schools. In this episode, we'll walk through how to plan an ELA block that builds strong readers and writers by aligning assessment, foundational skills, knowledge building, discussion, and writing. In K2, tools like Star Phonics or Acadience Reading can help identify gaps in phonics. Across K-12, Star Reading or MAP provides insights into comprehension and growth. This data should directly inform small groups, skill instruction, and instructional priorities, especially phonics, decoding, fluency, and comprehension. A well-designed reading block balances skills, knowledge, and application. This sample reading block includes foundational skills, vocabulary and morphology, shared reading, small group instruction, grammar, and writing. Each component serves a distinct purpose, but works together to build strong readers and writers. In K2, instruction must be direct and explicit in phonemic awareness and phonics, with daily encoding and spelling practice. In grades 3 to 5, students need continued instruction in multisyllabic decoding, complex spelling patterns, and Greek and Latin roots. This progression ensures students don't just read, but they decode automatically and understand how words work. As part of the foundational skills portion of reading instruction, I recommend using the Student Achievement Partners weekly fluency routine. Students hear modeled reading, engage in choral and repeated reading, receive peer feedback, and ultimately perform the text. Fluency practice strengthens accuracy, expression, and comprehension, especially in grades K to 3, and when needed through grade 5. Each module should also include a short memorized recitation or brief presentation connected to the reading. Oral performance strengthens language, confidence, and long-term retention. Vocabulary instruction should happen in 2 tracks. First, teach the vocabulary for the current text. I recommend the routines found in the book Bringing Words to Life. Second, in grades 3 to 8, build morphology knowledge all week long. Start with common Greek and Latin roots, then move to prefixes, suffixes, and increasingly complex word parts. When students learn how words are built, they gain tools to unlock meaning across texts and content areas. Background knowledge is the number 1 factor in reading comprehension, not comprehension strategies promoted by the basal readers. Begin reading units by intentionally building background knowledge. Use paired nonfiction texts, historical sources, and culturally relevant materials. If you are using a basal reader, the following is the progression I recommend across the week. You can extend this format out further depending on the resources available. Day 1, build background knowledge and vocabulary. Pre-teach words that impede comprehension. Day 2, focus on key ideas and details. Introduce genre or text structure. Set a Socratic question to give purpose to the reading. During the first read, students narrate the text back to you in full, immediately after reading. That's not a summary. A narration is giving the details exactly as they are in the text. For days 3 to 6, each day should include a paired selection to continue building background knowledge. On days 3 to 4, students answer the Socratic question through close reading, annotation, paired discussions, and whole group Socratic dialogue using text evidence. Days 5 and 6, students write about reading, replacing workbook pages with meaningful written responses grounded in the text. For longer texts or novels in grades 4 to 12, the routine stays consistent. Add short nonfiction text to build knowledge. Pre-teach vocabulary that impedes comprehension. Set a Socratic question for future discussion and writing. Use narration as a comprehension check after reading shorter chunks of the text in class. End class with a paragraph tied to the Socratic question. Invite exemplar shares, and maintain a note organizer that tracks character development, plot, virtues and vices, and connects to religion, history, and culture. Hold periodic Socratic discussions to synthesize learning. The purpose of small group instruction is to close learning gaps. In K-2, run small groups daily, meeting most frequently with your lowest readers. In grades 3 to 5, meet at least 3 times per week. Use phonics screeners to plan instruction for these small groups. Address decoding and fluency gaps using direct, explicit teaching, with ample guided practice and frequent opportunities to respond. While the teacher works with a group, other students should be engaged in adaptive programs or purposeful writing tasks. Writing is not something students acquire simply by doing more of it. Grammar and writing must be taught explicitly with ample practice. Students need instruction in how to construct sentences, paragraphs, and multi-paragraph compositions. Equally important, Writing assignments should be about topics students are already learning. When writing is connected to literature, history, science, or religion, students can focus on structure, grammar, and clarity, not coming up with ideas. I recommend following the routines in the book, The Writing Revolution. If using a basal reading program, assessments for each module should be the cold read assessment. If assessing novels have periodic quizzes on vocabulary, the summative assessment should be the writing assignment answering the Socratic question. Use periodic cold reads for further assessments. All writing should be scored using an appropriate rubric. When ELA instruction is planned intentionally, grounded in data, rich in knowledge, explicit in skills, and purposeful in writing, students will improve in fluency and comprehension. As you plan your ELA block, ask yourself, what am I teaching explicitly? What knowledge am I building? And how are students showing what they know? This is Dr. Sarah Cairns with Vibrant Catholic Schools.